Pregnant women of Reddit, what is something you wish you knew before you got pregnant? Nosebleeds. Not currently pregnant, but when I got nosebleeds every few days during the first and second trimesters. From my mom, I paralyzed her from the waist down for a few hours because I decided to take a nap on her spinal cord in the third trimester. The doctor's response was, yeah, you'll be able to move again once they wake up. Pregnancy is pure body horror. This is mostly a third trimester thing, but that when you are active and moving, it kinda rocks the baby to sleep. But as soon as you lay down to go to sleep, baby wakes up and starts kicking and spinning. Might not be super common, but I knew a lot of other mothers who complained about this too. Not a woman, but I wish I knew the warning signs of preeclampsia. Girlfriend was 7 months pregnant at the time and had been complaining of generally not feeling good with a constant headache that would occasionally break for a bit. I came home from work, I work overnights, to her sleeping on the floor, and I eventually got to bed, but I woke up 3 hours later to hear a thud and she was having a seizure. Turns out she went eclamptic. She ended up having a C-section. Daughter was in the NICU for a bit, but both are doing great now. What really put things into how close my girlfriend was to dying was the doctors and nurses saying how few people they've seen go eclamptic, and one of the nurses said she's only seen 3 cases in like 10 years and 2 of them died. The attention. I'm an introvert and I mostly try to keep to myself at work, but that's impossible now. I was pretty small before I got pregnant, and I'm now 30 pounds heavier, so I'm really showing. People from other departments come and ask me how I'm doing, how far along I am, when the baby is due, what the gender is, if I've picked out a name, etc. It's exhausting. How hungry you can be all the time, especially twins. Then how hungry you still are after baby comes. Then how hungry you are while breastfeeding. And sometimes the weight doesn't go away. At least the kids don't care. From my wife. How little you want to wear pants. And throwing up becomes not physical, but emotional. And apples suck when throwing up. Honey Nut Cheerios, least bad. And get a good body pillow. Your pancreas might just stop working. Gestational diabetes sucks. You basically have to eat really healthy, check your blood, or even take insulin until that kid is born. I thought pregnancy meant I could eat ice cream dipped tacos, but I could barely eat half an English muffin without my blood sugar going over. So sad. I wish someone would have warned me about the constipation. Corollary, I wish someone would have warned me that fiber supplement does not equal stool softener. Today, we are at 26 weeks gestation. Your body produces a hormone called relaxin that helps loosen your pelvis in preparation for birth. Some women get with III too much too soon, and it loosens everything to the point you lose mobility, and every day all day is painful. Also, your body pushes so hard during birth you can feel yourself shit your own arsehole out. During labor the aorta is not one rush of liquid, it is continuous, and can occur for several hours. It is horrendous and messy and incredibly awful to deal with. It feels like peeing, but you have zero control over anything, and if you tense up then everything is much more painful and weird feeling. Nobody ever told me that, and I was very surprised to find out for myself. Hair loss. After I had my kid I lost a ton of hair. I would pull fists full of hair during my showers. I thought there was something wrong with me, because no one told me about this. Went to Google, totally normal and it happens to everyone. It grows back eventually, and yeah, I'll go through an awkward baby hair phase. I wish someone had told me that no, your body does not magically go back to normal once the baby is out. You have weeks of healing, either your ripped vagina or cut open stomach, your boobs are still on baby mode, and have a whole new set of problems now. Pooping will be terrifying, lol, depression risks are higher, just a lot of stuff continues on after the baby. I don't know why people insist on visiting right after delivery. I'm tired. I'm busy with this baby. I'm tore up from the floor up. Please come in a month when I can at least have some sort of a routine. I did not realize how weird it would feel having a baby with you literally asterisk asterisk ALL asterisk asterisk the time. And I say this as the parent of a now toddler. There were several times where I would be in a super serious work meeting while pregnant. Baby would do a somersault in my stomach and I would be like, oh shit, there is a baby in this boardroom. IDK, it just weirded me out. That you can get a horrible full body rash. It's a rare condition called asterisk asterisk PUPPPPUPPP occurs in about 1 in every 200 pregnancies and 70% of sufferers give birth to boys. I gave birth to a girl, so I was in the 0.15% of women who get this horrible, itchy, mind-numbing rash that I suffered with for over 2 months. I couldn't sleep. I sat half of my day in oatmeal baths. I cried a lot. The only thing that stopped the itching for a few hours was Grandpa's tar soap because it left a coating on my skin that soothed or protected it somehow. I never want to go through that again. The stuff that stays with your body afterwards. I developed allergies after I had my second. My feet definitely got bigger. Hormones are no joke. That not all gynecologists are competent. And if you have a feeling yours isn't, find a new one. Mine was very personable, did my D&C for my miscarriage before my firstborn, didn't really give me any red flags until after I was pregnant again. Long story short, he forgot, I guess, to have me tested for gestational diabetes, and I had it. There were obvious signs that he didn't catch, that I didn't even know were signs until my new doctor told me. My son ended up having to be in NICU for 3 days after he was born because he couldn't regulate his own blood sugar. Every doctor and nurse I talked to along the way was appalled I hadn't gotten tested. He also didn't catch that I was anemic the whole pregnancy either. Thank God we're all healthy and happy now, but looking back I should've changed doctors. Not currently pregnant, but I wish someone had warned me about muscle cramps. I had to learn a new way to pop my ankles, because every night I would pop them and get mats of Charlie horses in my legs that my fiance had to massage out. Miscarriage is ridiculously common. I say this as someone currently carrying a dead baby waiting for the NHS to give me a surgical removal. How I'd get loads of random skin changes. Skin tags, so many skin tags. Moles growing into skin tags then dropping off, like WTF body. Sandpaper dry skin, which I still get from time to time, just this one patch on the back of my right hand. My facial skin changing from T-zone oily to T-zone flaky, and never going back. My psoriasis on my scalp going away, this did come back but not as bad. Hair, so you stop shedding hair whilst pregnant, and you get really thick lovely hair. A few weeks after birth you start to lose all that extra hair. Literally handfuls will come out in the shower and it's really freaky. That morning sickness isn't in the morning, and that I would be puking the whole time, not just in the beginning. Edited to at, not currently pregnant just had horrible sickness that I will never forget, and was eventually diagnosed with hyperemesis. That cravings aren't just food. I crave dirt, particularly beach sand. The smell of the beach was excruciating. I just wanted to shovel handfuls into my mouth. I never ate dirt or sand and the craving went away when baby was born. A friend of a friend told me she craved freshly poured asphalt, so in a way I'm glad my craving was just dirt. Edit. My top comment is about wanting to eat dirt. Cool. I know it's called pica and a deficiency. I took iron and a prenatal, however I had a super hard time eating after the morning sickness wore off. Had no desire to eat whatsoever, except dirt. I wish I'd heard the term mother's apron before I had one. Like, there's warnings all over, your body's going to change, and some specifics on how, but everything I read and heard was reassuring me about how it would almostly go back eventually. I'm still pretty bitter. My fucking boobs hurt so bad. I hit one in my sleep and woke up in excruciating pain. Like, WTF. I knew they got bigger, but the pain was a surprise. The sickest joke of all, you stop being able to sleep way before the baby gets here. Everyone loves to tell me to add a relep now while I know, but pregnancy leads to unexplained insomnia and I am a total wreck already. How tired you can be in the first trimester. I was falling asleep at my desk most days. I always hear that labor pains were like really awful period cramps. Nope. Mine felt like someone was stabbing the front of my hip. And, I had heard about sciatic pain, but was 100% unprepared for how bad it could be. I had a C-section and the gas pain was no joke. Had to sleep on an incline for days. Edit, spelling. Each pregnancy is different, even with the same person. I have 3 kids. The first pregnancy was very typical, and followed the normal timeline. Second pregnancy was awful. I was miserable and sick the entire time. Third pregnancy was easy peasy, and I finally understood why some women liked being pregnant. Bread causes heartburn. During the later stages I lived off boiled potatoes and fruit only. Lochia. It is basically the biggest period ever as your body expels the leftovers from carrying a baby, and it can go on for weeks. I will never forget being told that I might pass clots as big as a tennis ball and that was normal. So gross. Also, babies in the womb can have hiccups. Hiccups are weird enough when they're your own. It is bizarre to feel someone else's. That everyone has an opinion on what you do whilst pregnant and how you want to raise your child.